Going to be capitalizing on this status quo. I think if we had really tried to come to a diplomatic resolution where Russia just leaves, we say, hey, you know what? NATO's off the table for Ukraine. Why don't you guys, you don't have to worry about Ukraine being a NATO country. Let's just end this fucking war. Because I know that's what you're worried about, Putin, asshole. Like, he's overreacting to losing an influence battle. We had a pro-American government pop up in Ukraine. Putin lost an influence battle, so he rage quit, threw the fucking controller at the TV, and invaded because he couldn't exert influence over the Ukraine to the extent that we have. So what's happening now is, now that this is my tinfoil hat theory, now that we're out of the Middle Eastern conflict in Iraq and Afghanistan, we need a new way of greasing the palms of the MIC, the military industrial complex. And this is a great ways to do it. So we're going to be making it rain buku bucks on defense contractors to send weapons to Ukraine, and it's in the interests of the MIC to continue this conflict for as long as possible. We just had a forever war, in Afghanistan, come to a resolution, and it's like, oh, where's the next market? There's no longer the political will and stomach with the American people to deploy American troops to a bullshit conflict. However, this legitimate conflict with Ukraine, Ukraine being the good guys, basically Russia being the bad guys, it's an easy sell. Ukraine's in the right, Russia's in the wrong, they invaded. So we're going to send them a shitload of weapons, and it's in defense contractors' best interest to have this continue for as long as possible. So even though I think we could diplomatically, if the administration was interested, if the powers, I wouldn't even say the administration, but I'd say the powers that be in this country were interested in resolving this conflict, we could have done it already and just agreed, say, hey, look, Ukraine stays out of NATO, not going to be a NATO member, withdraw your forces, we can end it. Instead, we're keeping it running, keeping it going. And escalation. Now we've got fucking nuclear threats being traded back and forth. Zelensky's like, oh, Russia needs to be punished, blah, blah, blah. Putin's like, we'll use all the fucking weapons at our disposal if you want to go there. Like, we'll go there. So, and now we're just at this level of talking shit, throwing up, saying it without saying it, like the nuclear word, the N word, basically. So, what did he say? Putin said what do you have here? With a threat to the territorial integrity of our country to protect Russia and our people, we of course will use all the means at our disposal. This is not a bluff. So they're saying he's referencing nuclear weapons. Then they're also saying that Zelensky, saying that Russia be punished, was saying that we should nuke Russia on Ukraine's behalf. And so we have all these fucking assholes with their shit talking. And it's pretty crazy that we're even talking about this, and in this day and age, talking about the N-word, the big nuke threat. I thought that was hopefully a thing of the past since the fall of the Soviet Union, but here we are again, lobbing these threats, and I hope it doesn't come to that, because that's end of the world stuff. We even have people over here talking about, okay, could we do a preemptive nuclear strike and all that? I'm like, dude, just even talking about this, just even talking about this is so fucking crazy, because it's so unnecessary. Like, we don't need to go there. That's nuts. That's like, all of a sudden we were living in a Fallout game, and yeah, I really hope that people can just, cooler heads will prevail.